Hello everybody, how are you? I am good and I am hot temperature-wise. I have mosquito bites everywhere, even though I have only seen one mosquito since coming back to our village, so I don't know where are they coming from. But we're good. So before I start the video, I'm just gonna start with some general news, because this has been a very busy month for me personally. First off, this seems like it has no relation to anything, but it does. Basically, when I was very young, we had a dog named Bobby, and I think he died when I was 5 or 6, something like that. And just a month and a half ago, we were talking about this dog, and we were talking about whether we might get one ourselves later. And my parents were both agreed we were absolutely never, ever, under no circumstances, ever gonna get a dog. Ever again. Then we went to the capital, and a bunch of German people, they brought a dog to church, a puppy actually, and they had found this puppy abandoned in a rice field somewhere, and they couldn't keep it, and they were looking for owners. Long story short, we are now definitely in possession of a cute little puppy named Susie, who is now 8 weeks old, so that is very nice. It is taking a bit of work, to get used to everything. I take her on walks every afternoon, and my siblings take her on walks other moments, but it's still, a bit difficult to just get used to things, but it's very fun, and we all love her, and it's great. Also, there have been a 2 birthdays this month, and my birthday's coming up tomorrow, actually. I'm turning 17, and in case, just for a bit of reference, I am recording this at the end of August. So I'm almost having my birthday, so that's pretty cool. And my younger sister and my dad had their birthdays a while ago. And I was a bit busy because I didn't actually have any gifts yet, so I had to make some, and there are no shops here that can sell you, ready-made gifts, so. But I figured something out. So that's fun, and then also some other news that can be busy was, remember that video I made about books and other written works that I thought were inappropriate. There was this one fanfiction that I mentioned as an example, and the author found out I did that, and then they wrote like 5 pages about why they didn't care about what I said, and then they blocked me when I tried to respond, so. But that took up quite a lot of my time, because I did kind of want to respond in a good way, even though I knew it wasn't gonna matter. But then I did respond in a good way, and they didn't, then they blocked me, so cool. This was an adult, by the way, who got upset that a 16-year-old didn't like their work. So, yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to make clear, actually, in case it wasn't clear enough, I didn't object to her writing about difficult topics like human trafficking. I objected to her doing it in places where young kids could find it, and I objected to extremely graphic, violent scenes. So that was what I was against. Anyway, on to now. So this month hasn't just been busy because of all the things I just mentioned. I might also have spent a ridiculous time online on social media. I'm not going to mention the exact hours, because I feel like my mum might accidentally find out, and that wouldn't be good. But anyway, I spent a ridiculous amount of time online, and sorry, the table is broken. So I spent a ridiculous amount of time online on social media, and social media is actually something that I really like. Over the past few years, I've been on there, and it's helped me empathize with others, meet other people, show me other sides of topics, and even introduce me to new friends, which I just said, meet other people. Okay, anyway. It's also a very comfortable way of communicating, there's no awkward pauses, and no maintaining, the eye-to-eye contact ratio, and stuff like that, and it's a simple way of finding other people. Sending someone a message has literally never been easier. Actually conveying what you mean, though, is a lot harder. For all the emojis and gifs and other doodads, social media is a surprisingly antisocial phenomenon. Look at me using big words. For example, a few weeks ago, I was added to our youth group's WhatsApp chat, and I liked it because it made me feel a part of the group, which is a thing that's important to me. I want to feel like I'm part of a group, and that, that people want me to be around. And it also helped me see what was going on, so that I wouldn't come back every few months to the youth group and be like, wait, what is this drama you're all talking about? I did not notice this. But anyway, I did leave the youth group, the WhatsApp chat, not for the reasons I'm about to mention, but simply because I was spending a lot of time online. A lot. Anyway, but there were some downsides to having all these teenagers in one group. First of all, there was quite a lot of competition, which is normal. When you've got a bunch of teenagers in a group, you're gonna have competition. And an online chat is the perfect place to show your best self to the world. You have more time, for example, to come up with smart things to say. And when you say them, you don't devolve into a coughing fit. Yes. Sadly, every single time I think of something smart to say at the right time and in time, and something that actually everybody might find funny, somehow I start coughing. Absolutely useless. Doesn't happen online. And people soon started one-upping each other, so miscommunications also didn't help much, so people forgot to put in an emoji so that people knew they were joking, stuff like that. And then after a while, people started not understanding things on purpose, which made the people who were kind enough to explain what was going on the ones who were eventually embarrassed. And this was basically in a group where everybody knew each other and nobody was actively trying to be mean or overbearing. And I'm going to say this again. This isn't because some people might actually watch this who were in the group. I didn't leave it because of that. It was fine, it was just teenagers being teenagers and it was fun. And these were all nice kids. But I'm just saying communication was a lot harder in the group than it was in real life. Communicating is even harder on platforms where strangers can interact with each other. Often there's no way of knowing whether somebody means what they said in an offensive way or not. You can't see their face and you don't know their personality or their sense of humor. And all you have to go on is their message and your interpretation of it. And one mistake people make often is assuming the worst. And once someone does that, drama is unavoidable. Now, I had drama last month, so I know how much time it costs. When there's drama, there are a lot of feelings. And in real life, you can't hold passionate monologues to vent these feelings, If you talk for 5 minutes on end, people are going to get bored, you're going to get interrupted, it wouldn't work. And on the internet, though, if you want to write 5 pages about why somebody's wrong, nobody is stopping you. And this costs everybody a lot of time, and it isn't useful to anybody. But again, this is still in a place where people are relatively trying to be nice. But, communication on the internet, there are a lot of places where people are purposefully being rude. And one fine example of this is the forum at scholieren.com, which is a Dutch website for students. When I first found the forum 5 years ago, it was pretty cool, but I soon found out that there were several people in there that were considered old bees. And they'd been there a long time, and if you went against them, you wouldn't survive long on the platform. And these people had already been there for quite some time. And a few weeks ago, I went back to check out how things are now, and these old bees, they're still there. So that means they are at least 5 years too old to be on this platform. I actually suspect one of them of being a middle-aged man. And basically, these people have been around at least a decade. And they spend so much time on there that every single thread has a message from them on it. And the posts aren't very nice. Even a simple question or an innocent query gets a disproportionate amount of hate and negativity for no reason. And the you might say, well, there might be moderators, but they aren't exactly model citizens either. The moderators are, the bosses, and they're not doing their job at all. And the forum, which was intended to be a place where students can learn and communicate, is now an arena. Now, I'm not trying to discredit all social media platforms, because like I said, it has done a lot of good things for me. But when you look at it, social media really isn't that great of a communications tool. It's an easy way to send short messages over long distances, but it doesn't go much further than that. Having deep conversations, for example, is very hard due to the nature of the platforms. Short messages are appreciated most. And disagreements take a lot more time to discuss when you actually have to write everything down. And the mask of anonymity makes it very easy for bullies and losers to turn a good website sour. Even those who don't want to be rude can help create a negative environment. So if you really want to create good relationships with people, actually going out to talk to them, or in my case, writing letters and calling them. Nobody even uses phones like this anymore, but I actually, when I was young, we actually had one of these phones in my household, so now this is the sign, even though nowadays it's like, I don't know. Anyway, actually going out to talk to them is still the best way. Now, I'm just gonna say this was a short video, not as original or as great as my other videos. But, I wanted to upload something. And, this was my own experience. This is just something that happened last week and last month, and I wanted to talk about it. So, I am actually still reading the second Aragon book, Inheritance Cycle, because I stopped. Because, I'm sorry, but the first 100 pages are massively depressing. But then I accidentally found out about a plot twist that's coming later on that I actually would be able to get into, and that I'm looking forward to. So now I'm going to read the book again. So yeah, I'm sorry, but just in the beginning, it's just, there was this whole thing about life is useless, there's no meaning to life, all my friends are dead, and not happy about that. So yeah, I still think that if I'm going to review it, it's going to be, there's going to be issues. But, like I said, the plot twist that apparently is coming up is something I can get behind, so. Anyway, that was it. Next video, I will be actually 17. Okay, but actually by the time you're watching this, I think... But actually you've already seen the video where I told you I'm 17, because that was the one about the good points about the Ranger's Apprentice. But for me, it's still coming at this point, so that's cool. I know I'm gonna get a nice white dress for my mom because she bought it with me. And we're gonna eat brownies, and then in the evening we're gonna have French fries for dinner and watch a movie, and I'm gonna be the one making the French fries, which sounds like a job, but it really isn't, because I'm gonna turn on some nice adventures in Odyssey in the meantime, and I won't have any school. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. And that's all. I hope you guys have a great 2 weeks until I post again. See ya!